make sure the girls are in. Welcome to Clippity Doo Chat, volume number 1. What's up, guys? If you are new here, or maybe you have no idea who the fuck I am or what I'm doing on the Clippity Doo, my name is Henny. I own a fitness app called Feel Good Naked. I'm on the Clippity Doo because we're on a calorie deficit, plus it is the Christmas holiday season, and sis wants to drink all the coconut margs while staying reasonably lean. Look, we're not competing or anything ridiculous like that, but we are competing at life. So we gotta hit the deficit. Now, the reason that I have started this series is that I'm on the Clippity Doo. We're going to call them the Clippity Doo Chronicles. And I want you guys to just get outside, go for a walk, jump on a bike, jump on a cross trainer. And each day I am just going to be having real-time chats, hanging out, talking about things that are going on in my life, things that are going to be helpful and motivational for you guys, and things that hopefully will transform the way that you're thinking, feeling, and seeing the world. And I used to have a podcast, which you guys loved, or maybe you're new here. I used to have a podcast, but I kept on saying to myself, no, I don't have time to be doing it. You've got to be doing things on the app, and kept on deprioritizing it. So I was like, how's a way that I can find a bridge of hitting my target of getting the movement target in, aka the Clippity Doo, and it's called the Clippity Doo because the shoes are fucking hideous, and no offense to the cycling community, but what the actual fuck, I hate them. My internal scream is deafening, but it means I can multitask, and we're here for the multitasking. So we'll let two birds, one stone. You will always make time for things in life that are a priority for you, and for me, obviously I have a lot of priorities, as does the rest of the world. But my app, my clients has to be number one priority. And then my Instagram is my second biggest priority. And then there's about a million other things that go in there too. So, you know, we're like, let's make time for things that are a priority. But today, the topic I'm going to discuss with you guys, and also if you have any topics that you want me to discuss in future, let me know in the comments below. DM me on Instagram, DM me on Instagram, whatever. Is talking about following your gut. And the reason that I'm talking about this story is I haven't told this story to anyone, well, except for my close family and some of my friends. So you guys are getting the first scoop of this. And the reason that I was reluctant to talk about it is, you know, I actually feel that I have been more reserved about what I've been talking about lately, because call out culture is fucked. And I just feel that I used to have a really strong voice in social media, and I felt really comfortable to talk about topics. But the cancel, call out culture, and just some of the opinions that come in, it's not that I don't feel mentally strong enough to take the heat. Like, I feel like I've heard everything horrible about me under the sun by this point. But it's more so that I just can't be fucked. I like have things that I want to say and I want to talk about and I'm super passionate about, but I'm like, man, this will stir a feather for some reason, this will jade someone for some reason, and I just can't be bothered debating it or dealing with the heat of it. But I've definitely, more so by the end of this year, as I get more confident in my business, as doing all self-work, I've just kind of got to the point where I'm like, look, hate me or love me, it actually has nothing to do with me and everything to do with you. So we're going to talk about this topic. So, story time. I don't know if you guys just heard that, Nanook is next to me and he's snoring so loud. I was in Adelaide, and my family from Adelaide was visiting them. There's this beach that I love to go to. It's called Blanche Point, and if you go to South Australia, don't let this put you off, just maybe go with people. It is on the coastline of the Fleurieu Peninsula, and it's beautiful. Crystal clear water, like cliff faces that make you feel like you're in Greece, like stunning. Go to Aldinga if you're by yourself, way busier. So I was like, right, I'm gonna go and take myself on my favorite little solo date. And I've done this multiple times. I go to a gym, a ride-away gym out in High Marsh Way, stunning gym, amazing gym. And then I take myself down to the beach and I journal and I swim. And last year when I had gone through a breakup, this was the first solo date that I did by myself. And it was the first moment that I felt after all the hell I'd been through with that ex and loss of self and loss of identity. It was the first moment that I was like, oh my God, you can do this by yourself. Like, you can do this alone. Like, and this courage fled over me. Like, it was the most empowering beach experience of my life. So we loved this beach. As I was leaving, my mum was like to me, where are you going? And I was like, oh, I'm going to go down to the beach. And she was like, Henrietta, you should not be going out to beaches by yourself in South Australia. There are lunatics out there at the moment. And my mum, bless her fucking cotton socks, she's an angel. But, what's the word for it? Overprotective, cautious, fear instilling, very much so. Working on inner child to get over someone that's brought me up in that way of just being afraid of everything. And worst case scenario, it's still a work in progress. But for this time, I looked at her and I was like, Mum, it's going to be fine. Let's not stress. I'll be fine. So I went to the gym. As I was leaving the gym though, I got this like eerie sense. I was like, little fucker's got in my head. And I was like, I'm just going to send my tracking of like where I am to my mum and my sister. And I never shared tracking with anyone. I've never really felt the need. I probably should, but hadn't felt the need to do so in the past. And I drove to the beach. When I was at the beach, I pulled up to the car park. There was no one around. It was like a Tuesday, quiet day. No one was around. And I parked my car next to a car full of cars. There was no one in those cars. So I was like assumed the people at the beach or walking. Pulled up, it was really windy. And I was like, I feel like just like my senses from the very get-go. I didn't know it was my mum got in my head, but just all of a sudden I was like, it was like that moment in the horror movie. You know, when you're like watching the horror movie and you're like, sis, what the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out of there. Like, there's no one around. Yeah, that was me. I was like, I'm just going to check and see how windy it is because I'm not going to go down to this beach if I feel like it's too windy and too intense. I went out to the lookout point. I could see down the other end this little red car. It was so far down the other end of the car park. Like, I couldn't even really see who was in it. I could see there was a dog and a dude. I didn't really think much of it. They were so far away. And I was like, fuck, it's a bit windy. And there was this sign that was near the pathway saying like rough cliff face, not recommended to go down. And I was like, I feel like the universe is really giving me signs. And I was also in my head like, I'm a little bit hungry. Maybe I'll go to the beach down a little bit further. So I was like, right, I'm just going to get changed in the car and then I'll drive down to the other beach because it's busy down there. I can't be fucked dicking around, getting changed and all of that. So there's no one here. I got my top changed in the driver's seat and I was like, oh, wearing activewear. I should probably just walk around to the passenger seat and just put a towel around me and do my bottoms. Anyway, I open up the door. So both of the doors are open. So the driver's seat as well as the passenger next to the driver's seat was open. So it was like a tunnel through. Had my towel around me, didn't notice anything. Was changing and then all of a sudden I hear this, excuse me. I shit you not, I looked up through the tunnel. I'm like half dressed and this fucking terrifying dude, and I know you shouldn't judge a book by your cover, but there was a man walking towards me while I was getting changed in a car park by myself and my alarm bells were like, sis, things are not okay. He's like, excuse me, like, you've got to come over here. The strangest thing is happening with these birds. And I looked over and I shit you not, it was like an out of body experience, like full body out of experience. I don't even know who the person was that came out of my body, but I looked at him and I screamed, like full on screamed. I was like, get the fuck away from my car, cunt. I know, I don't know, I've never ever reacted ever like that in my whole entire life. And he was looking at me and I was looking at him, and I think he was just as startled as I was that the words had come out of my mouth, because I think he was expecting me to be like some little sweet girl that was like just going to the beach and doopy-doo. But no, he got full on Jerry Springer feral going off at him, and he looked at me And he screamed, "I know exactly what type of bitch you are." And I could have gone full fucking feral, but also my alarms were just like, get up, run, run. And so I slammed the passenger door and I like went around the side, got in the car, slammed the door. He was still looking at me. I was shaking, I was locking, I was like, where the fuck are these keys? Like, you need to get out of here. Anyway, when I drove off, I just watched him in the rear vision mirror because I was like so scared he was gonna get in his car and follow me because he just, terrifying. And by that time he was pretty close. He just watched me in the rear vision mirror for the whole entire drive home. And I shit you not, I like, not the drive home, sorry, just the whole entire drive of that car park area, which is a big car park. I was in my car when I was driving and I was like, fuck that. I'm not gonna let some dickhead serial killer ruin my beach day. I'm just gonna go to a busier beach. And I drove down to this other beach and I was like, that was the scariest experience I probably had as an adult, just feeling like not okay and knowing that my gut was giving all of the signs of like, don't go here, you don't want to be here. And I think it's a really good reminder, and I think that we just need to think about it more often, that often you're thinking with your head and your heart and you're not thinking with your gut. Now your gut is so intrinsically connected to your mind, and it's like that conscious versus subconscious thought pattern and awareness. And I feel like the gut is like the subconscious, like a deeper level of thought that you should really lean into and listen. And I know that so many of us get so hung up on like working with our head and our heart, but the gut, it never fucking lies. Like, you can't tell me that your gut was like telling you something in life and you knew deep down and you didn't do anything about it and you were like, I knew it. Like, my ex-cheater knew it. Knew it. I was 100% sure of it, felt it with every fiber of my being, and I just knew it. Like, I was losing my fucking mind over it. And I just remember constantly working with my head and my heart because I was always like, I love this person so deeply, we're building a future together, I want to make it work. And you want to see the best in people, and I think that that's the other thing too, like, you really deeply want to see the best in people in life. And I think that it's a good characteristic that you want to see good things in people, but also if you feel something in life is not right, like if you feel deep down that 2 + 2 is equaling 24, fucking get out of there and just trust your gut on it. And I think that the other thing that I've been really working on, and I think that a lot of people struggle with because we're given so many options in life, is that analysis paralysis. When you're given so many decisions that you're getting exhausted, even though in your gut you know the right answer. And it's like if someone was saying to you like, hey, would you like to have a coffee or would you like to have a matcha this morning? And your gut says coffee. I fucking want the coffee because I need the caffeine and I need the energy, and I just like, that's just going to give me a dopamine hit like tomorrow. But then your head is doing all of the work of like, oh, you should be working on your anxiety, you should be working on your like sense of peace, you should be focusing on decreasing your caffeine intake and the health benefits and blah, 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 blah. And so your head is doing all that work. And so you go back and forth between your head and your gut and your heart. And then you end up making a decision that isn't based on your gut, and you're fucking sipping on the matcha and you're like, I just like should have followed my gut. Like, I should have followed my gut in that situation and I should have got what I wanted and then moved on with my existence. And I think that if you're in a position at the moment with your life, whether it is relationship, whether it is work, whether it is everything, like whatever situation you're in at the moment, that it's a reminder and a wake-up call to start following your gut and start really leaning into that decision making, that deep down, even though on paper it might not be the right decision, your gut is telling you something and you need to listen to it. Because the other thing that I will notice from following gut and not following gut is you can make all the decisions in the world, but if you ignore your gut, you will still somehow, after time and space, end up in the place that your gut wanted you to go. And it will happen because your head and your heart just keep on bouncing forward, and then eventually your gut just fucking wins. And just that situation for me in Adelaide, I just thought I have been struggling with decision making, and I guess analysis paralysis has been more so amplified since I've been running my own business, because it's just me making the decisions, and I have my beautiful partner Ryan, but he's full-time work and he's busy, so I don't have a lot of people to bounce off of. So often it's in my head going back and forth, should I, shouldn't I, what should I, shouldn't I, and it's been exhausting me. And I think something that's really, really helped has been Mel Robbins' concept. If you haven't delved into this before, don't let me do a massacre of it. Read her book, listen to her podcasts. She's a fucking icon. But it's in that decision making of going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and going with a decision. And that's going to be a real gut decision focus. And the more that you do it, and the more you push yourself to do it, and even get your partners and friends and people who spend a lot of time with you to help you make that decision making, and just be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I even do it to other people sometimes, and it reminds me to do it to myself, and I don't do it to be a fucking dickhead. I do it because it actually helps me watch people make quicker decision making, and you know what? You got to practice what you preach in life, and it might help another person. Oh, far out. If you're on the cardio machines at the moment with me, sis is sweating. The humidity in the Gold Coast is about 4 million at the moment, and I am puffed. We are puffed. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the first installment of the Clippity Doo chats. How many minutes are we in? Oh, we are almost 20 minutes in. I'll take you for a little bit longer, just because if you're hitting that 30-minute mark, I can't leave you mindlessly scrolling on social media for an additional 10 minutes. So I'll give you a little recap of what's happening with my existence and what I'm doing tomorrow, which I'm so excited about. Today has been, / this week, a real rest week for me. I feel that I have just been fucking fanging it this year. I have been going so hard at all elements of life, and my body has been tired. And particularly this week, the last few weeks, I've been training the hardest I've ever trained in my life with the dual sessions, morning session, normally afternoon for the Clippity Doo. And I just wanted to get myself in the most mentally fit and strong place as I possibly could for going into the new year. And also just with my new challenge that's coming up, which is unrecognizable in 40, and I cannot wait to launch this. I really wanted to just start fundamentally putting the things that I'm teaching into place. So we've been doing a lot of self-development, a lot of goal setting, a lot of inner and exterior work. My mind body, it caught up. And over the last couple of weeks, my mum, my sisters came up to visit, amazing. Nanook got so sick, it was fucked. The most traumatic week of my life. Photo shoot, Noosa, everything caught up. And I was like, sis, you need to pump the brakes. So today we went for a walk, hot girl walk morning, and then what did we do? When I got breakfast, and delicious, divine. I love chili scrambled eggs, fucking insane. Came home, went for a swim, had a disco nap, and then got stuck into work. The other thing that I'm really, really big on at the moment is I have to post on Instagram every single day. I got really slack with posting, and it would be so impulsive, and I was like, no, you need to be consistent with this. So I made an accountability. I might do a full episode on what the accountability is, but if I don't post, there is something that I have to do, which I really, really don't want to do. Maybe I'll talk about this in the next episode. Really don't want to do this, and I have not missed a day in weeks. We have not missed a day, and I think it's so funny because even when we were in Noosa, we got the family involved because I was sitting there at the dinner table posting. And I was like, I'm so sorry, I hate being a dickhead, but I haven't had time to post today and I have to do it because of X reason. And they were like howling. So everyone's involved with it, which I love. And I'm going to do a full episode on it. And then tomorrow we are going down the Byron Way and we're going to go, we're taking the four-wheel drives, our friend's four-wheel drives out. And we're going to go set up a beach site on the beach. The cars, beach, whatever, on the beach, and have a really chill day, and I can't wait. But it does mean that we need to hustle. We need to get some fucking work done tonight, and it's just a give and take, right? If you want to have a life and live the fullest life, you want a fucking great body, if you want to build an empire, business, whatever you want to do, you have to be willing to do sacrifices. It can't be all play. It has to be work, play, work. You just have to sacrifice. And I don't want anyone to ever glorify or to see on social media me ever just being like doopy-doo, because it's really not a doopy-doo. It has to be that balance between the worlds. Guys, episode number 1 is done. I'm committing. I am committing to taking you guys on this fucking journey. We are almost 22 minutes into our session, so I will leave you by telling you to not fucking scroll on social media right now. Turn on a podcast. Listen to another short one. Someone like Rob Dial, Mindset Mentor, 15 minutes. Cinch. Start writing down a list of everything that you want to achieve for the afternoon. Call one of your loved ones to have a little chat. Someone that's not a taker, someone that's a giver to your soul and that's going to make you feel alive. Or just, map out what's going to happen tomorrow that's going to be fucking amazing for you and start adding back to your life in the best possible way. Guys, go out, do great things, be kind to other people, and let's fucking do this dance. Okay, I promise I'm not going to get on social media myself. I am going to respond to a question box though, so let's go. See you guys.